Make some noise! You're in the right place. We're about to start the historical roast, but we need on stage Mr. Eddie Furth and Ryan Pigg! Hey! Who's booing?
You got doing your own show. Guys!
I know them.
I'm Eddie Furth.
And I'm Ryan Pigg.
Tonight is Saturday night, April 18th, 2015, and on this night in history, we roast Julius Caesar and Cleopatra. Thank you.
I know nothing about them.
So this is the only show in Hollywood where all you guys have to do to come is read Wikipedia. It's accepted and required reading.
That's all we need from the comedians.
I realized while I was doing research for this that I knew absolutely nothing about Julius Caesar and Cleopatra. Like I knew that they're like pop culture icons, but it wasn't until I delved in that I knew nothing.
I don't know how the dates work. I was like 25,000 BC and then it's backwards in time? I don't understand. It like goes until 0 and then it starts the AD. Even that I went to an art school, guys.
Although it did sound like you understood it. It sounded like...
Well, now, I watch one of those YouTube tutorials to help me through it.
Oh man, I found it interesting. So it's kind of different. We're roasting two people at once tonight. Normally we just have one guest, and tonight we have two. And we thought it was important because these two are very closely linked in history. In fact,
they had sex with each other.
If only that was the only requirement to get on a historical roast, just two people who had sex.
Yeah. So when we had Abraham Lincoln and John Wilkes Booth, they had sex. That's why we had them on. Not history books.
Now we're starting reverse rumors back into history. No, did you guys know how Caesar and Cleopatra met? It's actually like a really, there's a reason they made a Hollywood movie about this one. Tell them how they met.
Okay, this is from what I remember reading when I was stoned. So they have a carpet. So he comes to Egypt, right? Caesar comes to Egypt to find his foe.
You know the preamble to why he was coming to Egypt, right?
Maybe you should start first, and then I'll sweep up behind you about that.
Caesar was coming to Egypt because here's the weird thing in Egyptian culture way back when. This is a very odd thing. Every time you became a pharaoh, you had to have like a man and woman married in this position. Cleopatra had to marry her brother 3 different times. 3 different brothers to be the pharaoh of Egypt, and she was married to, it was Ptolemy was it 13th that she was married to?
And
when
14th.
Caesar had to...
14th?
No, it was the 13th. She was married to her brother Ptolemy the 13th. They had a falling out because she was 18 and he was 10. And
you know how it is. High school, right?
And they were fucking brother and sister, and she was 18, she's like, I can't do this, you're my fucking brother, this is... so they had like a falling out as rulers, and so she was actually exiled by her brother Ptolemy the 13th, and that's when Caesar came in.
She won't have sex with me. Sorry, that's my impression of the 13th. Yeah.
Do you understand that having like an 18-year-old and a 10-year-old brother and sister combination like run your country is kind of like having like Jaden and Willow Smith running America, right?
This is the joke, guys.
This would be
changes
horrible.
Everything. Like the lighting switch.
All I'm saying is, honestly, I would rather have George Bush run the country than Jaden and Willow Smith. You know what I mean?
I don't know if I agree with that yet.
Are you kidding? I would rather any fucking Bush than Jaden and Willow Smith.
They're like, PlayStation's for everyone! Who knows?
Maybe even the burning bush from Moses. That had some good fucking ideas. So anyway, so Ptolemy the 13th cut off Pompey's head and offered it to Caesar as a way to kind of impress Caesar because he wanted Caesar to side with him. But Caesar didn't side with him. Caesar sided with Cleopatra because
he was a pussy. Yeah. Okay, so when
how
they met,
did Caesar and Cleopatra meet?
So she's like, oh, he's here. So they have like a rug come to his room, and he's like, what? Well, I didn't order a rug. And they unveil the rug, so it like rolls out, and she's naked there, just like, take me. And he's like, okay.
She was rolled up in a rug and brought to his room.
Yeah.
And then just rolled the fuck out, like a red carpet.
They don't do that at Caesar's palace, though. Found out the hard way. I'd like a rug, and they hung up on me.
So, you guys can guess what happened 9 months later. Her son, Ptolemy Caesar, was born.
I wonder what happened that night.
Oh, man. I found, the other thing that I found interesting about Caesar was, like, Caesar is a dictator. Does that ever
a dictator, guys.
Like, we dress up with as him, like, on Halloween, and we have all these different things that are named after him, but he ruled with power and violence and war. Like, he's just a dictator. And I don't know. We eat pizza named after him and salad named after him.
I think Little Caesars is his son, actually. Just to be clear.
I just think it's weird that we wouldn't eat a soup named after Mussolini or something, you know? Like I wouldn't go to Vegas. I wouldn't spend the weekend in Hitler's bunker gambling in Vegas. I feel like that's taking it too far. Thank you.
It's the ghost of Hitler.
What else did you learn about them that you found interesting?
You know, looking at my notes, The Guardian recently came out with an article that I was actually, because he had like epilepsy, so he'd have like seizures and stuff. Seizures. Try saying that.
Seizures?
So, but they said no. Actually, it may have been mini strokes. He may have had just mini strokes because he was, dizzy, had a complexion change, personality change, which makes me think like, is everyone in LA just having mini strokes? Are you having mini strokes right now, sir? You have to tell me.
I learned. You guys know Caesar was killed by his friends on the Senate floor. Shakespeare wrote a play about it. Et tu, Brute. I didn't know this. 60 men attacked Caesar on the day of his death. It took 60 men to kill him, and they stabbed him 23 times, except there was only one fatal wound. It was actually the second stab wound that he got. It was the second one that was to his chest. That was the only fatal wound out of the 23. I thought that was like wildly interesting. 60 men, 23.
So wait, it was the second stab?
Yeah, somebody stabbed him once. I forget who it was. You can find it on Wikipedia. That's the only place
I don't think actually.
The only place I was looking.
Yeah.
He.
And then they just kept going, and he wasn't like, "Stop! You got me! I swear."
They would. Yeah, it was also like.
It's not painful.
It was like, eh. They just kind of stabbed. It didn't really hurt him. The second, third.
I saw the movies. They're more than They're like, and they just like walk off like nothing happened.
What'd you learn about Cleopatra?
Cleopatra. Well, I learned that she was pretty young when she met Caesar.
How old was she?
She was 21, and he was 52.
She had already been ruling for 7 years, man.
Yeah, okay, that's not what stuck out to me. The age difference is pretty crazy. Like, even Woody Allen would be uncomfortable with that age difference. Or maybe that wouldn't probably bother him. It'd be like how old she is, maybe. It's like, 21's good.
She did date a lot of her brothers. You never know Woody, man.
Yeah. Wait, Woody dated his brothers?
No, Cleopatra dated her brothers.
Oh, I don't know much about Woody either.
I don't know if she did date her son, too. After she was done marrying and then killing all of her brothers. This is what I found out. Cleopatra actually killed 2 of her siblings. She had Mark Antony later kill her sister because her sister disagreed with her. And then once she was 18 and she was married to Ptolemy the 14th, she had Ptolemy the 14th poisoned because she wanted to rule. So she killed off 2 of her brothers, 2 of her siblings.
She just married, and also she just married people around her and killed people around her. It's like, go out to a nightclub.
And this was all before she was like 25.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton just like running around. I don't know, there's no good punchline. I'm sorry, I had nothing.
I got the picture, that was pretty funny. The family, like all of her, followers before her just marrying their sisters and vice versa. It's like that family tree with like a palm tree, it didn't branch out until the very end where she had sex with other people. A palm tree, guys! It's outside!
Oh. Like we know there was inbreeding back then. Like it's obvious that we've come from inbreeding. Like all of us have lineage or somewhere.
You watch Game of Thrones,
and
not history.
Not cousins, but like brothers and sisters and fathers and daughters were like, fuck it, like I think here's what happened, right? Like scientists say like we don't use all of our brain kind of thing. I think we were super smart back then. Right? That's how we get shit like the pyramids and the Stonehenge, which we can't understand. And the reason we can't understand is because all of those lineages of having sex with people, like we're just the retard children of really smart motherfuckers before us.
What do scientists know? Really, when you think about it.
And then I didn't know this about Cleopatra. She, the rumor is she killed herself. The rumor is she took her own life by inflicting a venomous snake bite to herself. On her boob. Wikipedia, guys. I didn't know that about. I didn't know.
You know why, right?
Why? Tell me why.
It's very Romeo and Juliet. This is what the article told me that I read, so it might be false. Mark Antony was told to be dead to her, and or like actually he died, and she's like, oh, and then she went and got a snake and did it, and then it turned out he was still alive.
Oh, that's where Shakespeare got wrote. He took 2 plays from them?
Yeah, Shakespeare's just like, what happened? Like, he's just like, so lazy. What happened to the BCs? Cool, wrote it. Done. Easy. Shakespeare didn't do shit.
Guys, there's your lesson on Caesar and Cleopatra. I hope we caught you guys up before we bring them out.
Thank you. Get excited. They're really here.
if comedy doesn't work, I could be a history teacher. So.
I can't. I know that right now.